Welcome back, every student. Uh, I missed off in the previous video, like when I was recording, and I forgot to put the microphone on. And after shooting the video, I knew that oh man, my voice was not recorded there. But in that in that second chapter equations, there's nothing to worry about if you even don't cannot listen my voice. There is only two equation that's important: quadratic equation and discriminant. After that you can solve by yourself in the previous video, and if you want to check that video you can, but yeah, we don't have audio on there, and sorry about that. So for today we will be talking about linear inequalities and absolute value inequalities as our third chapter, P.9. We have 17 questions and we will go really fast in this chapter. We don't want to waste any of our time now. I messed up with the second chapter, man. Why did I forget to open my microphone? What the hell? Okay, so in this chapter we have inequalities and some absolute value. So first let me try to make you understand what is absolute value. So absolute value is the value that simply is the distance unit from the origin. If uh, if x has the absolute value, then it will be something plus and something minus. So there are only two things. So how far x is from the origin? One can be positive side, one can be negative side. That's the main definition of absolute value. So how far is that from the origin to the right side and the left side? That's it. So after reading that, we can solve absolute value as, let's see, x is given as x is given as 2, right? So we can have two values of x. So from the definition we can write this thing as 2 minus 2. So x can be minus 2 here, x can be plus 2 here. So one is plus 2 distance from the origin, one is minus 2 distance from the origin. That's it. X is less than 2 and x is greater than minus 2. That's it. So from our first question, we have our equation as x minus 7 absolute value is less than 2. So one more thing, if equation can be given as these two things like this, or can be greater than 2. So I'll show you both the graph. For the first graph, this can be like this. So x belongs to this interval, but for this, if the absolute value is given less than the given number, then graph will look like this, integer will look like this, the interval will look like this. But if absolute value is given greater than x, and let's say this is 2 minus 2, then the interval goes in this way. If it is less, if absolute value is less, then the interval will be inside this term. And if the absolute value is greater, then interval will go this side, but it will not come in this term. Got it? This too is the main point. After that you can solve each and every question related to this chapter. So we are given x is less than 2. Less than 2 means 2, 2. So x minus 7 is in between this number, right? So our interval we can write as x minus 2 is less than 2. This is right. So this will be less than 2, and here this will be greater than minus 2. Yeah. Now this is the inequality we can write. So for the first question, we got the answer without the absolute bar. So if question is given as just exclude this absolute bar, we can write this thing and stop. This is the answer. But if someone says like to solve the value of x, then we have to go for subtracting this thing, like excluding these middle parts. So here is minus 7, so we will be adding plus 7 on the all the sides. Minus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Now we have 5x 5. Oh, sorry. 7 plus 2 is 9. Oops, my mistake. 9. Yeah. So the value of x is greater than value of x is so the value of x is a small bracket because there is no equal to sign. So this is the origin. We will use a small bracket. Then it goes from 9 to 5 to 9. This is the solution set. Let's move to question number 2. Yeah, the same thing what we just talked about. The solution for the equation is 2x plus 4 greater than 0. Solve for 10 minus 4, 2x. 10 minus 4 is 6, 2 1s are 2, 3s are, so x is greater than 3. So it will look like this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 3. So x is greater than 3. So our interval is 3, but with a small bracket, and it goes to 3 to infinity. This is the solution set. So our graph will look like just the circle, but not with the shaded one, and it goes up to infinity. This is our graph. So question number 2, yeah. So look at the graph. A is not a solution because it's showing like x is less than x interval is showing like infinity to minus infinity to 3. So this is not the solution. Again, C is also not the solution because C is giving like, yeah, look, the equation is almost similar but not exactly. So our answer is not including 3, but the graph C is saying including 3. So our answer is 3 to infinity, but the graph C is giving like including 3 to infinity. So this is wrong, right? So our answer is B. So because it's like excluding 3 but goes to infinity. Question number 3. Minus 3x greater than 12. 3x. So we need to find the value of x. Yeah, and the first thing is like whenever you are multiplying or dividing by minus sign, then this inequality sign will change. Just remember that thing. So now we will be dividing both sides by minus 3. so the equality sign will change. Look, minus 3 by minus 3. Now this is greater now. Minus 3. X is greater than 3 1 to 3 4. So our equation interval is minus 4 including minus 4 to infinity. And if you look at the graph, A is not the solution because that's showing like minus 4 to minus infinity. No, it again, B is not solution because it's showing minus 4 to infinity, but C is the solution because we have the interval minus 4 including minus 4 to infinity, and that's the solution. Yeah, the only thing we need to figure out, we need to remember here is like whenever you are multiplying or dividing by minus sign, just change the inequality sign. That's it, and solve for the x. Question number 4. It's the same thing, so I'm not gonna solve this thing. So whenever you have this sign, so you will use this bracket. Whenever you have this sign or this sign, you will use a small bracket, big bracket, a small bracket. That's it. And whenever you are multiplying both sides by minus, if your first equation is like this, then after multiplying by minus, your inequality sign will be like this. If your inequality sign is like this, and if after multiplying both sides by minus, then your inequality sign will change and look like this. That's it. That's it. No need to worry about this chapter. And just solve the equation. In the previous chapter we solved some equation. You need to do the same thing. The only thing is like remember this 2 or 3 rules. That's it. You can do it by yourself. So I'm not gonna touch this thing. So for the x, okay, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. So it's the same thing, so I'm not gonna solve here. If you have seen my previous video, if you know how to solve the equation, it is the same thing. So take the LCM, like solve for the x. Minus 17 by 6. Now our interval is greater than 10, but including greater than 10 to infinity. Oops. I did some mistake. 3x minus 17. Shit. Where did I did mistake? I think we messed up. Where did we did mistake, man? This is the reason we need to be really careful. Again, let's solve. x by 2 minus 17 by 6 plus 1. Oh, I think taking the LCM. 2 1s are 2, 3s are 3, 2s are 6. It's correct. 3s are 6. X by 2 minus x by 3, then 1 plus 17 by 6. Okay. Oh, x is less than, so minus 3 to minus infinity to we have done some calculation mistake, I guess. Okay, let's solve. 3x minus 2x by 6, 6 plus 17 by 6, 6 goes, x is less than 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. So our equation is x minus infinity to 23. Yeah, we got it right here, but what did we mistake in this thing, man? We did some mistake, right? Let's figure out what mistake we did in this thing. 3x, yeah, minus 17 by 6, okay, x by 3 plus 1, okay, then 3x minus 17, 6, 3 1s are 3, 2s are, oh, I got it. Where did we mistake? Here is 2. We did not multiply 2 here, that's why we did the mistake. Okay, yeah, after this sentence we did some mistake because we did not multiply 2 by in this equation, that's why we got 10 as answer. Yeah, just be careful whenever you are solving, just be too much careful, otherwise even a simple mistake will end up your answer and give you the wrong answer. So plot this interval into that. If here you have bracket like this, then set this thing. If you have bracket like this, then like that. Or in this math lab, it's showing like you can do, if bracket is like this, then you can do like that. If bracket is like this, then you can just use set this thing like that. But in the math lab, if bracket as small, then use a circle like that. If your bracket is big bracket, then use the same thing. That's it. Question number 6. I think all the questions are almost similar. Yeah, this is the same thing. X minus 8 by 6, 9 plus 1 by 18. Bring this side into this and subtract from x minus 7 by 6, then you will have some x values, then greater than something something. That's it. You can solve by yourself. I'm not gonna do this. Look, this is the equation what we had talked about at the starting of this chapter. Here is question. You have already given the interval, so solve for the x. Subtracting on all sides, we can solve for x. 3, 1 minus 3, minus 6 x minus 2. So our interval is x belongs to x equal to minus 6 to minus 2. Here is the only greater than or smaller than, but it is not equal to 0. It is not equal sign. That's why we used a small bracket. Question number 8. Question number 8 is same. So I'm not gonna solve this. I'm just gonna show you one step. That's it. So first subtract minus 4 on all sides by 4, minus 4, minus 4. Then minus 4 will exclude, and after that multiply by 3 on all sides. 3, 3, multiply by 3 on all sides, then the equation will be solved. That's it. Yeah, but equation will be solved, but there is two signs, right? One is greater than and equal to, oh sorry, one is less than or equal to, and oh, one greater. Let me solve this question. It will be easier for you. 1 by 3 x plus 4. Subtract all sides by 4. 1 minus 4 is minus 3. 5 minus 4 is 1. Look at the sign. Always be careful about the sign. Now multiply all sides by 3. Minus 3 into 3 is minus 9. Here will be only x. Then 3 into 1 is 3. Sign. Always look at the sign. Now we can write this equation as minus 9 to 3. But look at the sign. What is sign? Just less than. So small bracket here is greater than and equal to. So big bracket 9 to 3. That's the answer. It's the same thing. Plus 7. So if absolute value is smaller, what I had told you, the graph will look like 7 minus 7, 7 minus 7, correct? And if absolute value is less, the interval will be in this thing. So we can write as minus 7, 7. This is the interval. That's it. It's given greater than equal to, so greater than equal to, okay. That's it. And solve for the same way, subtracting minus 7 on all sides, and you will get the answer. Okay. Now we have to first solve the absolute value before doing anything, like into the absolute value. So first solve this thing, 4x and minus 4 plus 6, then 4x plus 2, then 6, and after that we will do the same thing. So this is 6, here is minus 6. Absolute value is smaller, that's why interval will be into this. Now solve for this thing by subtracting minus 2, then by dividing 4, then dividing 4, then dividing 4, and you will get the answer. now we got the answer. So look, now our absolute value is greater. So if absolute value is greater minus 1 1, then our interval will be this, like this. Our interval will look like that. So for this equation you cannot write this way, this is wrong. For this particular equation, it look like if you plot in the interval, and we have two equations. One is x minus 4 is less than and equal to minus 1 from this thing, and other is this is greater, right? X minus 5 is greater than and equal to 1. Now solve for this equation and you will get two solutions. That's it. And your interval notation will look like this part union this part union this part, and you can get this thing by solving this, you can get this thing by solving this. That's it. No need to worry, man. Okay, now let's move to question number 12. Yeah, it's the same thing. 3x minus 6 by 2. Our absolute value is greater, so the graph will look like this thing. 3x minus 6 by 2. 3x minus 6 by 2. 1 is smaller than 6, so our first equation is smaller than and equal to minus 6, and we got this thing from this, and 3x minus 6 by 2 is greater than and equal to 6. Yeah, we got this equation by this. That's it. Solve for the x and you will get the answer. Question number 13 is same thing. Mm, 2x minus 1 plus 10 16. So first subtract minus 10 on both sides, and then equation will be like 2x minus 1 16 minus 10 is 6. 16 minus 10 is 6. Then divide by 2. Then we have like 3. 2x minus 1 is greater than 3. Now graph will look like 3 minus 3. Absolute value is greater, that's why the graph will look like this. I mean the interval will look like this. And we have two equations as 2x minus 1 is less than minus 3, and from this side we have 2x minus 1 greater than 3. Solve for the x and you will get so interval union interval. That's it. Now let's go to question number 14. It's the same thing, and now the like absolute value is smaller. The absolute value is smaller, so our interval will only be this. Yeah, first divide minus 9 on both sides. Oh, okay. So if you are dividing minus by minus sign, then the interval sign will change. 45. Okay, so if you are dividing by minus sign, so interval sign will change and it will look like this. Got it? So this one is a smaller, absolute value is a smaller, so our interval will be 45 minus 45 plus 45, 7 minus 8. So equation, you can write equation as 7 minus x, then subtract minus 7, it will go minus 7, then again, now be careful. If you are subtracting or adding by minus sign, the sign doesn't change, right? But after doing, like, after subtracting minus 7 by all side, minus 45 minus 7 is minus 52 minus x, 45 minus 7, 38. Yeah, up to here most of the student doesn't do mistake, right? But after this we mess up. So if you are adding or subtracting by minus sign, then the equation inequality sign doesn't change, right? But if you're multiplying or dividing the equation by minus sign, then you have to change the inequality sign. Look, here is minus, so we need to exclude this minus, so we will be multiplying all sides by minus, then our equation inequality sign will be like change. Here is a smaller, now here will be greater. $38. Got it? So what we can write for this equation? Interval x belongs to, x is greater than 52 and x is less than 52, 38 to 52. X is greater than 38 and x is less than 52. So this is our equation. Psst. Oh man, where am I doing mistake? Do you know the problem of mine? In previous video I just forgot to record my own voice. From that time I'm just feeling bad for me. Like, I have used 1 hour and I spoke for 1 hour and I forgot to record my video, man. What the hell? That's why I couldn't focus on any other chapter now. Oh man. What the... Let's do it again. Oh, I'm not feeling good now. How did I forget that? Just I had to click a button. Minus 9. We are dividing both sides by minus 9. $45 by 9 means 45 by 9 means 5. Oh, I think I had not written 5 in the previous solution, I guess. 9, 5, okay. 7 minus. Oh, okay. We used minus sign, so we have to change our inequality sign. Okay. So now 7 minus x is greater, so absolute value is greater, so our equation will be 5 minus 5. So we have one equation as x minus 7 less than minus 5, x minus, 7 minus x greater than 5. Solve for the x. Five minus 7 minus 2. Now multiply both sides by minus sign, and then our inequality will change minus sign, so inequality will change. If we are multiplying or dividing, then inequality change. So from here we have interval which looks like this, and here we have interval which looks like this. So the solution state is minus union 12. Okay, yeah. Oh, which question is this? Question number 14. Okay. Question number 15. Question number 15 is same. So first, if you're just reducing the absolute sign, seven, nine minus x. This will look like absolute value is smaller than the given number, right? So interval will be here. So we can write as minus 7, 7, 9 minus x. First subtract minus 9 minus 9 minus 9. After that you got some answer like minus 7 minus 9 minus 16, then minus 2. Now multiply minus 1 or minus by all the sides, but if you're multiplying or dividing, then the equation sign will change. So we need to write 16 greater than x, then x greater than minus 2. Our interval is, oh, we are multiplying by minus minus. Our interval is x is greater than 2, x is less than 60. This is the answer, 2 to 6. Yep. Question number 16. Question number 16 is the same. First subtract minus 4 on the both side, and after that the equation. First subtract minus 4, then you will get some number here, and absolute value is greater, so the equation will be something number that you got here will come here, and equation we can get equation from this thing. One is smaller than this, and this thing is smaller than this, and then do the same thing what we did in the previous questions. Now, this is our last question, so just see carefully. Write an absolute value inequality for which the interval shows in the solution. Okay, for question number A, so the inequality has so our question is showing like this sign, so our bracket should be like this, right? So we need to have this or this, right? And yeah, for this you need to have lot of practice questions, have already done a lot of practice questions, then you can put any number there. So let's try something else. Yeah, I do hit and try. I do hit and try for this thing. So we can write x something. Interval is between this, right? The interval is in between. So absolute value is less than some number. Now we need to find something here and here, two numbers we need to find out. Now how do you find out this thing, what number should be here? So do you know the definition? If it's like even 1, so this is like the distance from how far that distance is from the origin if we don't have any number after x, right? But here our equation is bit on the right side, so our middle term is like 5 6 7, so 6. So how do you put that 6 into the origin? By subtracting -6. That's why we will add here, that's why we will subtract -6 so that it goes to the origin. Okay, and now how far is that? Like 1, so 1 means how far that is from the origin. 1 minus 1, so our now origin is +6 because our origin is like 6. So looking at the graph, that's like 1 unit only on the right side and left side, so we will write here 1. So this is our equation. And for the second equation, absolute value have to be greater than some number, right? Right or wrong? Absolutely right. And by using the definition we can do like you can use the middle part 6 minus 6 1, and the bracket is showing like this, that's why we will use equal to sign also. That's it for this equation. For this chapter we have nothing much to worry on. Okay, I think we are good with this chapter. Now so till now we have completed radical and rational exponents, second chapter equations, and today we did linear inequalities and absolute value inequalities. Yeah, the bad thing was like in second chapter I forgot to put on my microphone, so sorry for that. And I think equation chapter is a bit easy, just you need to solve for the x. and you need to remember only two things. um, X equation, solving the equation of X using quadratic equation formula, and discriminant. That's it. And tomorrow we will be touching the graph and graphing utilities. And if anyone is interested to go through the text, uh, you can just take the screenshot of this video or just pause and try to take some notes. It will be beneficial for you in the future if you prepare and make your own note. These are some of the questions. If you wanna try, you can. It's just some practice and it's good for you. Most of the time I'll suggest you, uh, instead of doing this, I'll suggest you to go through these questions, the word questions. It's really important. You have to create your own equation from that. These are some of the basic formula. If you want to go through that once, it is good. And the most important is this one, quadratic formula. And we already know these things, right? These alls, yeah. Yep. Okay, that's it for today.